Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to kind of go over some thoughts of mine I've been having. It's quite a weird day for me. Today is Sunday the 5th of June 2022 and it's a weird one because in 5 days time my life pretty much changes forever. I know it sounds dramatic, but you know, hear me out on this. Basically, I am set to complete my final week as an A-level student. I have my last two exams on Thursday and Friday of this week. I've been revising over half term and really just focusing on the next step. I've actually been very fortunate to communicate with some of my new peers from university. We have a group chat going. I love them already. I've been talking for about 3 days now and I love them. They're really nice people and I can't wait to meet them in person. My apologies. I do want to kind of go over what's kind of going on through my head at the moment, because it is a weird one. It's, you know, it's not every day you commit yourself to attending a educational facility for 7 years. Yeah, I start. A lot of OGs on this channel will remember that I attended this place. When I started this channel way back in 2015, I was very much, you know, I was a kid. I'd not even left primary school yet. So it was a crazy move of mine to you know, to take the leap and do this, because I'd never done anything like it until you know, I'd left. I'd never left primary school. I never moved primary schools. I'd came to the end of year 6 and that was it. I was off to secondary school, and here I am again, about to leave the next place of mine that I spent a long time in. I started off secondary school and I was quite a shy, timid. The only thing I really had taking with me to secondary school was this channel, because back then I didn't have very much social skills. I was quite a introverted kid, and to be fair, even as an adult I'm still quite introverted in some regards, not as much as I used to be. But over the past 7 years a lot's changed. I've made a lot of lifelong friends. I've found my true passion in life. I found my true motivations for that passion. I found out things about myself which I'm eternally glad that I know now, and not 20 years down the line when you start making more mistakes. I have made mistakes. I think we all have. We're all human beings, so it's only natural that you're gonna slip up every now and again. I think as a person I've grown a lot over the last 7 years, and it's all kind of led me to this moment where I sit my final A-level exams and I leave. It's not my complete last time ever walking in that building again, because after I leave as a student, I will be going back 3 more times, one of which to celebrate finishing drama with my drama group and my teacher. That's been a very huge part of my life over the last 5 years. I didn't really start taking drama seriously until year 9, and then after it was about year 10 I realised this is what I want to do with my life. I just didn't know what format, and now I'm off to university doing a degree in acting for both stage and screen, which is just absolutely mental, because I would not be on this path if it wasn't for the people and teachers I've had over the last 5 years. My current teacher in particular, has been a massive influence on me as a person, me as an actor, as a director, as a storyteller, and I can't wait to take that influence that he's left on me and take that into the big wide world out there. I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm beyond excited for this next chapter. Very nervous as well, be my first time living independently. I've been moving away from home, and it's just pretty crazy really to think about it. Um, with regards to knowing this is the end, it's it's scary because of the fact this is the final end, but also because of the fact that I could have left 2 years ago. Obviously 2 years ago was a very different time. We're all stuck in lockdown. This time 2 years ago was the big COVID-19 pandemic. I ended up leaving full-time secondary school early. I left about 2 months before I should have, and it was weird, but I returned to that educational facility as a sixth form student, and yeah, it was absolutely crazy. The time I had in sixth form, not all of it was great. That's just because I was battling a lot personally, hence why over the last 2 years you've not really seen that many uploads from me, just the odd upload here and there. And that all kind of started during the pandemic, and it just got worse even after it ended. So I'm alright now, but at the same time I had to kind of find myself as a person, and that place really did help me out with that over the last few years. I think the thing that I'm like dwindling on the most is just the connections I've made there. A lot of you guys will know that if you've seen it. Otherwise you won't know. I made a video about 18 months ago, maybe a little bit shorter. It was under 2 years ago, but it was during 2020, supporting my best friend's book. This girl, or this woman, is truly one of my best pals. We became best mates in year 10, and I don't talk to her as often as I used to, just because we become adults, and life gets in the way a bit, and things like that. But that person in particular had a massive influence on my life, a very positive one. Helped me discover myself as a person, helped me answer some much needed questions as a teenager should probably check in with themselves on. It's pretty important that I met her and all the other people I've met as well. One of my best mates, who is a wrestler, I met him in year 9, and he was basically, it was weird. My brother, I have two brothers. My older brother was in the same high school as me until he left in year 11. He finished his GCSEs and he left. He didn't go back to sixth form, and basically he was my role model at the time, and after he left I was kind of on my own. But then this lad, this bloke, came into my life when I did my first show, Blood Brothers, and he became my new big brother in a way. And then my mate left, the one who I looked up to. We're still in contact today. I'm actually going to text him later on, see how he's doing. But then that kind of pushed me on into becoming the big brother for other people, and help people the way I was helped by my brother and my best mate Matty. So it was pretty crazy. And one of my best pals, I've actually collabed with him on the channel before, Dan. And Kyle, Zed the Gamer Z, although I don't post anymore, neither does Dan. Those two have been a massive part of my life, and the people I've met, from sixth form, I love them to pieces. People I've grown closer to in sixth form, because the weird thing is that throughout high school, you might not never speak to someone, but then they start sixth form and all of a sudden you talk to them like every day, and you become really close friends. And that's happened with me and a few people, which I'm really happy about, because I love them. I'm not going to name names in case they watch, although I highly doubt it, but out of courtesy I won't name anyway. But yeah, a lot of milestones have happened over the last 2 years, and for it to kind of start wrapping up this week, it's very, very wholesome, very emotional, and I'm probably going to cry on the last day, and I'm not really much of a crier. But yeah, one thing I'm really grateful for as well is that I think I mentioned this before. Sixth form gave me a chance to rekindle some old relationships and old friendships. One of which girl I was friends with in primary school. She joined the sixth form same time as I did. So she was in my drama group, and we spent 5 years not talking to each other because we were at different high schools. And then she obviously came over, and we just became best friends all over again, and that was really sweet and really emotional. Yeah, I'm truly grateful for that. There's a lot of things really I think about, and I wish some things went differently. In myself personally, I wish that a lot of things were different, but there's no point dwindling on it now, because it's nearly over. I wish I wasn't as bitter. I was quite bitter towards some people, for stupid reasons really. I think the main reason I was bitter was because I was just insecure in myself, and I just wasn't really taking responsibility because of it. But you know what, you grow, you learn, you become wiser, more mature, and that maturity's helped me drop a lot of those bitter feelings. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird and it's beautiful and it's horrible. There's been a lot of times where I've hated that place. Admittedly, I think that's like that with anywhere, whether it's an academic facility, whether it's a workplace, or somewhere where you quite commonly go. And it's quite easy to fall into that hatred. But the truth is, no matter how many times I did begin to hate that place, I always ended up falling back in love with it, because it did exactly what it needed for me. Because I was a very I was, like I said, I was a very shy boy, and that place really brought me out my shell. And now, the things I've done, I'm so proud of myself, proud of my peers, proud of my teachers, and I'm just proud to have been a member of that community for 7 years. And I will still be a member of that community until I pick up my results and I walk out that building for the last time. I'm not really. I know some people are thinking, oh yeah, let's get those visitor lanyards and pop back in. I don't really think I can do that personally. The teacher that really helped me is leaving himself. The history teachers I've had, which I love my history teachers and my Welsh back teacher. They are still going to be there, but at the same time, I don't really have a reason to physically go in and say hi when I can just message them. It's a weird time, and I think it's time to just accept that when it's over, try and move on. Because I do struggle with change. I really do. That's why I'm kind of I'm taking a bit of a risk going to university. Because I struggle with that, but at the same time I'm welcoming this. I didn't have a choice but to leave primary school because I was 11 years old and I was time to move on. I didn't really have that choice. I do have a choice for this one, and I'm choosing to go. I'm choosing to. Well, I have to leave sixth form because I've completed my A levels and there's nothing else for me there anymore. But it's time to just move on in a lot of things. I'm quite nervous, but also extremely humble that you take things one step at a time, and if anything goes wrong, you just deal with it. That's kind of the mentality I've developed over the last 2 years in particular. So yeah, I look at my time at sixth form very differently to my time as a pupil. Obviously the whole pupil and student difference is but when you're a student, you're treated like an adult, you're trusted like an adult, and not everyone has respected that trust, but I myself have been quite proud of the fact that I've tried to respect it as much as I possibly can and try and grow from it as well. I'm quite glad that things have gone the way they have. Although, like I said, I wish some of them were different, but not everything. But I wish that I'm glad things went the way they did, but some things I wish they would have been a little bit just orchestrated differently. But yeah, it's weird. It's such a weird feeling to know that after this week, in 5 days' time, when I take my last A-level exam, it's so weird to feel that in the last hour or the last bit of my time there is only 5 days away. After 7 long, hard, just extremely growing years. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, well, what would have happened if you'd have gone to this high school or this college or this sixth form? And the truth is, I don't think I would be where I am now. I probably would have stuck with my original ambition in life, which was to become a police officer. That was whilst I was neglecting my creativity. I suppressed my creative ambitions because of insecurity, really. I was scared that people were going to take the mick out of me or bully me, but I thought, oh, sod it, I'm just going to be who I am, and that was the best decision I ever did, and I couldn't have made that decision if it wasn't for the opportunities I had in high school. I would better myself with each thing I did. I took pride in it. I learned to grow up in a lot of ways. I matured in a lot of ways, and some say you never really truly stop growing up, but at 18 years old, legally and just generally considered as an adult, my childhood is over, and in that, the fun and the naivety, or I think that's the, I don't know, the naive aspect of being a kid had to go with it, and that's the God honest truth. And I think that place in particular helped me break free from being naive and being silly and acting out irrationally. I mean, I'm a sometimes quite irrational in some of the things I say and do, but that's just a personal trait within me that can't really be redefined because of a facility. That's something I just have to work on in myself, but the place really did help me out with making sure that I was confident in decisions I was making, and I am now. I chose the best university I could possibly think of for my own career. I thought of what I want to do with myself and to not plan ridiculously far ahead, because I used to do that a lot, and each time that plan never worked out. Never, regardless whether it came down to relationships, personal ambitions, plans that are too far ahead just don't work out. They really don't. So I just kind of took things one step at a time, and that's kind of what I'm doing now, really. And it's helped me mentally, it's helped me emotionally, and I'm just ready to kind of take on the world, really. If it don't work out, it don't work out. Much like what Danny Dyer said in his podcast when he announced he was leaving EastEnders, you sometimes got to roll the dice and take the leap, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Hence why I really do resonate with Danny and Andrew Lincoln when he left The Walking Dead, or just the fact that The Walking Dead's ending, or anything I've cared about that's had to come to a close. And to be fair, a lot of that is happening in this year in particular, which is ironic because that's the year that my regular lifestyle for the last 18, nearly 20 years comes to a close. It's all really poetic. My high school has a 2-week rotation cycle where you have your lessons set out for week 1, and week 2 it's different set out, and then at the end of week 2 you go back to the week 1 set out, and blah blah blah. Well, I started secondary school on a Wednesday week 1, and although I'm finishing on a Friday week 1, my last normal day without exams is a Wednesday week 1. And I just thought about that, and I had to stop for a minute and think, how bizarre is that? It's made me feel so appreciative of how symbolic my life, my story here has been. I don't mean to sound too soppy and cringeworthy, but I'm just going to be honest with myself at this point. It's felt like a movie. It's felt like a TV show, and this is the final few episodes of the TV show. That's what my life here has been. You know, university is going to feel like a spin-off series, or no, it'll feel like a sequel series. University will be a sequel series to my life as a high school student. University is going to be the next step. I look at potential returning characters, or in this case real people, and major characters in my life have returned once. I'm sure they'll do it again. And the truth is, it's going to feel weird coming back to my hometown. My hometown in particular is basically my equivalent of Riverdale. It's more or less a ghost town for me. Lots happened, and I'm just looking forward to leaving it behind. But when I come down to visit, it's gonna feel pretty weird. It'll be pretty weird, and I'm just happy to finally let go of a lot of past demons that this place has brought, this town has brought me. So the school, the sixth form, the high school and sixth form, because even though it's in the same place, they're still classed as separate things. They've been wonderful. Not perfect, but wonderful. The town I've spent the last 18 years in hasn't been so wonderful, but at the same time, city life is probably not going to be any better. So you just got to make do with what you got. I'm looking forward to hopefully a wonderful 3 years as a university student. It's going to be weird because I'm going to be taking this channel with me to university. So you've been following me as I grow up, which is it's quite common for YouTuber children, which is what I was when I started DJ King 101 Games. I was a child. I was a YouTuber child. I wasn't even a teenager. I was 11. I'd actually tried to start it a year earlier, but my parents wouldn't allow it and stuff, and it was fair. And since then, I became quite the adult I'm proud of because of it. And I'm hoping that, although I'm gonna hate being in my 20s, by the end of university, when I graduate, I will be a good man that this channel can look up to. I'm probably not going to be doing this gig forever, but through my major stages of life, I want this channel to be a part of it. I want to keep doing Telltale fight scenes. I want to keep doing gameplay videos, just having a ramble. The irony is, with a lot of the things changing this year, is a lot of the things I talk about will probably change as well. For example, I won't have as much of a reason to talk about EastEnders if Danny Dyer's not there. I won't have much of a reason to talk about The Walking Dead at all because the TV show is ending. I'll talk about the movies and stuff, but a lot of things are just different, and I think it's probably for the best, because if you stay in the same step, that's a tongue twister, then you're never really able to move forward. So I'm quite excited to just take the leap and hopefully roll that dice. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my my general perception of the fact that I am leaving. I'm leaving my sixth form, my secondary school, and my hometown. I don't leave until September for my hometown, but I'm leaving in 5 days' time. I'm saying goodbye to a place that I've spent a long time at. An absolute long 7 years, nearly a decade. 7 important years of my life, and I'm gonna miss it. So to everyone that's in the same boat as me, that's leaving, that's saying goodbye, I hope you are okay, and I wish you the greatest final few days left you have of wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and you know, stay safe as well. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I'll see you guys later, and peace out guys. Bye bye.